What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Me TV Reviews. I am your host, Mo, and tonight, y'all, we're going to be going back to Love After Lockup. Now, I did not do last season, or what is it, Love After Lockup? Anywho, y'all, I did not do the previous Love After Lockup, but I did watch it, okay? This is season 6, episode 11, titled Read Between the Lines. Now, this is not this past Friday's episode. This is the episode prior to. All right, so I got a little bit of catching up to do. I hope you guys have had a wonderful start to your week. I didn't even know that was back already. So without further ado, there's no synopsis for this show. Let's go ahead and get into these raggedy couples. Let's go ahead and get Bianca and Daniel out the way. Side note, before we get started on them, y'all, I just want to point out that if you squint the right way, looking at you know how they do the shots of the inmate and their lover when they're introducing the couples, y'all, if y'all squint the right way, don't Daniel look like he could be some sort of kin to Macaulay Culkin? Think about it next time you watch the show, if you watch. Oh, you can also find this show on what is it? ETV? Child. This is We TV. Where I get ETV? Anyway, you can catch this on We TV, or if you like me, you can watch it on YouTube. Usually the day after. So anyway, he does kind of look sort of kin to Macaulay. So we catch them 5 months after he's been released from prison, and they're moving into their new apartment. Now, as soon as I said that, y'all, I immediately thought about Ari Lennox, because she got a song called New Apartment. I love that song. So anywho, they're just now moving into their new apartment. He's fresh out of prison. And so they go work out, right? They go work out together because this is what kind of keeps him focused. He loves doing it. It keeps him fresh. It keeps him distracted to a certain extent. Now, Bianca hated it. Okay, she hated it at first. She's complaining. She ain't worked out in quite a while, but towards the end of it, after they sit down and cool down a little bit, she ends up saying, you know what, that wasn't so bad. Okay, I think what I needed to do was just commit to it. Once I'm committed to it, I'm good. So she ends up going to go hang out with her homegirl. Now, her homegirl name is Celeste. Her homegirl's name is spelled Celeste, y'all. But she pronounces it Celeste. I was like, what? So apparently, she's going dress shopping with her homegirl because her homegirl is finna get married. Now, Celeste, that was a little shady. She was like, hey girl, wasn't you a bridesmaid also not too long ago? She was like, you know what? Yeah, you was right. So Bianca starts talking about how, she really wants to be with Daniel. She knows that Daniel is her one. That's her soulmate. And so her friend started trying on these dresses, right? Now Bianca's got a different type of taste when it comes to dresses. And so she ain't gonna go for your usual white or off-white, beige, whatever you want to call it, cream. She ain't gonna go for those, okay? She's like a Morticia Adams, if you will. And so she likes black stuff, maybe a pretty purple, or dark blue or something like that. So her friend done found a dress, and it was cute. It looked really cute on her, and she was like, girl, I think I'm gonna have to get one that flare out because I'm pregnant. And so Bianca was like, oh girl, congratulations, that is so good. Now in her confessional, she was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly because all my friends are getting married, and they're hitting all of these um milestones, right? And here she is with Daniel, and she know that he the one, but we ain't got married yet. He ain't made no type of commitment to me. All he did was give me this little funky ass promise ring, and it seemed like the promise ring gonna come with an expiration date. I was like, Bianca, if you only knew. So because she was feeling away and she didn't want to feel left out. Bianca ended up trying on a black wedding dress, y'all. And so the guy that's like helping them with the dresses, or the person that's working with them, he was like, "Oh, Bianca, baby, you are put in the voom and va va voom." She stepped out in that dress. I was like, "Now, why is you hyping her up? That it was cute at the bottom, okay, but that just it looked like a little cocktail dress up top. Cut it out." I was like, and then why are you trying on dresses? This day is not about you. Okay, you can try on a bridesmaid's dress because that's exactly what you're supposed to be in this wedding. Don't be trying on no wedding dress. It's not your time right now. It's for me. Was that rude? I shouldn't have said that. So while she's trying on dresses with her friend, yeah, I'm trying my best not to sneeze. While she's trying on dresses with her friend, Daniel ends up going to go work out with his friend, right? Now, his workout buddy, um, he ends up telling his workout buddy that he recently relapsed. He had recently relapsed, and it was after a fight that he had with Bianca that was at the airport. Or he had went to the airport. Now, Bianca did mention that he was supposed to go to his cousin's wedding or something like that, and because they had fought, she ended up going by herself to his cousin's wedding. And so I think this is the part where he was in the airport and he said that he had took a couple shots. All right, so he relapsed and he says, "You know what, I was so upset with myself because I promised myself when I was in jail that I would get out and I would do 10 times better, and I know that I can do better, and I know I shouldn't have did that." All right, but he like all that chaos. He like that chaotic type of lifestyle. And Bianca just ain't bringing enough heat for him. Y'all need to leave each other alone because that sounds toxic as hell. So he said, "Yeah, I relapsed." And so, of course, his workout buddy is concerned. And she was like, "You know what? You okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've never told anybody that. I ain't even told Bianca." And so she was like, "Okay, well, it's all right. It'll be okay. I guess what I can start doing is just trying to check on you a little bit more often. If we don't hear from you after a couple days, then I already know that I need to be coming to knock on your door." And so he was like, "Yeah, I think that would be great. I think that would be great." Now, let's go ahead and go over to Will and Courtney. Um, that didn't last long, did it? Because we know that Will and Courtney got married very spontaneously um on the last season that we saw them in. Y'all got married in the rain. The mama was so upset. She tried her best to be happy for her baby girl, but she was like, "Baby, you are making a mistake. And well, I really don't want you to marry my daughter." He was like, "Girl, forget you and your feelings. It's about me and her today." So he ended up rushing to marry her, and now he's regretting it because guess what? Courtney behind him got locked back up yet again. And I don't even think she was out that long. I think she was out for like 6 weeks. And she got busted because she had to go back to the state where she had got parole from. So the plan was for her to get her parole or her probation um moved to wherever he lived. But I think Oregon or something like that. Sanford? Mm, San Fran. That sounds right. Somewhere in California. So, they could live together as a married couple. Well, she didn't even make it that far. So she's back in jail and she's calling him, and she claimed that she reeled down on herself, but I think she was calling because she was expecting him to post her bail if she's got one. And he was like, "Girl, this is not what I signed up for." And I was like, "No shit, Sherlock." Who signed what? We told you not to get married to that girl. You shouldn't have been anyway. So he's coming to regret his decision very quickly. And he ended up telling her, "Hey, you just gonna have to eat that cafeteria food, that jail food off in there. Click." So he hung up on her. She don't know when her hearing is gonna happen. They had just started doing an investigation on a previous crime that she had committed. So I'm like, "Girl, you can't win for you just can't stay out of trouble." And so he's getting on to her, and she was like, "Yeah, I think, thank you for rubbing it in. I already feel really crappy about myself." And he was like, girl, somebody need to tell you. Because obviously you ain't heard it enough. You out here still doing stupid stuff. So Will probably gonna be single. She ended up asking him, will he be there to pick her up when she get released from jail? And he didn't give no type of response. So, uh, let's see. Let's go ahead and let's get Letitia and Keith out the way, cause we didn't really see them too much after he got released from prison. Y'all, her man is finally home. He is finally free. Okay, and she spared no expense. She spared no expense to welcome him home. He's loving on her. They genuinely seem like they love each other. He got her some roses made. It looked like it's not the Lego roses, but they're not your typical like actual live roses. They're not real flowers. They're made out of something. They look pretty cool. He got her those, or he got his friend to make those for her, and then he also drew her a picture. So it seems like he's a pretty good artist as well. Now, she done got this stretch limo, and she was like, okay, babe, let's go ahead and beat the block real quick. But when he get in the car, she opened up her trench coat, and she ain't got nothing on underneath. Or she damn near naked. If she do got something on. Maybe it's like a bikini or something. So he was like, girl, okay. So they get in the car, and they're loving on each other, and he's telling us, how this is going to be um a journey for both of them, because it's been over a decade since he lived with the woman. It's been over a decade, since he's done a lot of things. And when he went in, he never imagined himself being a married man, just settling down, having a family. He does have kids, so disregard. Or maybe that's his sister. Anywho, he didn't have a lot of things when he went in, and so this is going to be a complete 180 for him when he gets out. And he's just so glad that Letitia was there to hold him down and support him. He got him a good one, and so he gonna make the best of it, and he gonna try to be the best husband that he can be. They genuinely seem like they love each other, so hopefully it works out for them. Hopefully it does. I feel like, y'all, something came across my YouTube notification earlier today. I think it was Sass. Y'all, I be watching Sass do the reviews and stuff. And I haven't watched anything at all, but the headline that came across for her was, I think that she said Letitia just got arrested. I haven't checked it out though. So give me a little bit and I guess we'll follow up. So anywho, well, now that we got them out the way, let's go ahead and hop over to let's do Michael and Justine. So Michael and Justine have moved out to Vegas, and I don't even, honestly, y'all, I really do not know why they're back on the show. I don't. Besides a whole John and Kate plus 8 type of situation, they ain't got twins or nothing like that. They just got a whole bunch of children. Why are y'all back? Y'all need to check. So it's Thanksgiving, and they give us a look at all the chaos that is within that household. It's 9 kids in that one house, y'all. Now, I don't know if some of them are there because it's fall break or what have you, but baby, that is a lot of mouths to feed. So, for whatever reason, they didn't realize how expensive it was going to be doing basic baby math. The more mouths you have to feed, the less money you going to have. And so they realized that after these last 2, maybe they should stop. Justine ended up getting her tubes tied. Y'all, Mike was like, what prison body? Y'all, he is eating. He's eating good. He's eating great. He was probably eating better than Justine when Justine was pregnant. He didn't lose, y'all, whatever weight that he had lost, he gained it back. He got the chunkiest cheeks. It was like a whole bunch of marshmallows done got stuffed in his mouth. So they got all these kids, and the oldest one is back. in the house. I don't know if she lives there with them full time or if she stays on campus, but she's there. So Justine's oldest is already at college. His oldest is finna get ready to go to college. She's already touring colleges. And it just continues to trickle down after that. I think the next ones in line probably got 2 years from graduation. So yeah, they're growing up really fast. They're gonna have to come up with more sources of income in order to feed these kids and set aside, college tuition funds. So they end up throwing in this teachable moment from Michael um, about how his daughter shouldn't be fighting. So apparently, his oldest had gotten into some sort of scuffle and she had to beat the brakes off a girl. And according to her, she didn't start the drama. They came to her with it. And so she just finished it. Okay. My mama always said, you don't put your hands on nobody, but once they put their hands on you, you got a right to defend yourself. So that's exactly what she did. And so he was telling her, hey, everything don't have to be solved with violence. Okay. If you can talk to them, if you can walk away from it, do that. Do that instead, because sometimes when you fight back, they could easily say, oh, she assaulted me or whatever the case may be. And then next thing you know, you got a record. And boom, all them blemishes on your record, that's going to hinder you from being the best that you can be out here in this world. So, girl, if you can walk away, just do that. So later on, they end up discussing having like an actual wedding. And it's so sad because they had invited some friends over, right? I think his barber and maybe the barber's wife had came over for Thanksgiving with them. And so Michael and Justine was like, we have an announcement to make. And so the oldest two was like, oh my God, here we go again. They better not tell us that they're pregnant again. Because who? Who finna raise them? So and I was like, we have an announcement to make. We're actually thinking about having a wedding. And so, the oldest two are relieved, of course. All right. But according to Justine, this wedding that she want is gonna be lavish on top of lavish. She want extravaganza to the max. Okay. To the tune of $60,000. Because apparently he's from Guyana, and so he's got like she wants the Guyanese wedding. And so, she wants all the stops pulled out for her wedding, including like having a baby elephant outside so people can take pictures with it. I was like, what? She didn't say a baby elephant, but I was thinking a baby elephant would be the cheapest way to go. And she said she wanted an elephant outside before you enter into the building so you can know what lies ahead as far as the elegance. I was like, oh, okay. She wants the elephant. She wants the beautiful henna tattoo. She wants multiple dress changes. And the wedding dress that she's currently looking at is going to run you about $5,000. That ain't including the price for the other dresses. And so Mike was like, or we can just get some decorations from the Dollar Tree. I mean, I'm down with that. If we're going to be spending money on tuxes and dresses and all of that, can the party favors, can they be from the Dollar Tree? Can we set them up with a really nice goodie bag? So he ended up asking his friend to have a private conversation with them. And while Michael has done many things wrong in his life, it seems like his knack for business seems to be coming together in some sort of sense, right? So apparently they already have like some sort of car rental gig going on out there. They probably done bought some cars, fixed them up, put them on Turo or something like that. And so they, just rent them out. These are luxury cars according to them. So they got that car rental business going. But now when he's talking to his friend, he's telling his friend, hey man, so I really been thinking about this and I want to go full blown Baps. Do you hear me? Like, I want the hair salon. It's like a his and her hair salon on one side. He probably want the luxury cars on the other side, like Ali them and Niecy on the other side with her hair salon. Yeah. So he wants the his and hers, right? And so he is suggesting that they go ahead and move the plan along with this business venture that he has in mind. However, this new business venture, and I think he said he promised his friend this money already, is like $100,000. Okay. And so he has the right frame of mind because he's like, you know what? Damn that wedding. It's just one day. We already officially did the paperwork and all of that. And this is just a celebration for our family to love on us and celebrate us. Time the knot. That can wait. This business venture needs to get kicked off first. And once we get that up and running and we establish some stuff, we buy a building or something like that, we can pull the equity out of the building and then use that to fund the wedding. But Justine want her wedding and she want it now. So the question is, what is Michael supposed to do? Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. Why are y'all back? Y'all already married. Y'all seem to be doing good. The kids is thriving out there in Vegas, even though it was a shit show getting them there. Why are y'all back? So then we move on to Brooke and JK. Why are they back? Because the way that they ended, I seriously thought that it was over. What happened? So JK has only been out of prison for 1 month. He's been out of prison for 1 month. And for whatever reason, one of their top priorities is going half on a baby. Not half on the rent for a new apartment that y'all can move into. Not half on the boys' clothes for the kids that you already have as far as supporting them. Not half on filling up the gas tank so we can get to and from said jobs. Because JK still don't have one of those. What? When I tell y'all, ass backwards. Like, so they want to go half on a baby, despite, like I said, JK still not having any serious job prospects aside from like this transportation thing, okay? So he ended up floating this idea for this transportation gig. And according to him, they don't really look at your record like that. You basically own your own business as long as you can provide the materials that you need, i.e., a truck. Okay, preferably with like a flatbed or something like that, or one of them, moving trucks or something bigger. Okay, you got to work your way up the scale for that. So he need to start small. But in order for him to do that, you still need a job. You still need funds. How you going to fund it? So he's like, man, I'm trying to build my credit. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. So I can self-fund my business. And I was like, fool, what? He didn't think it was going to be this hard for a 3-time convicted felon to find a job. JK is only like early 30s. Y'all, please don't throw your lives away. And so he floated the transportation gig because, we need the money, right? I can go make the money. I can load up a gig, go drop it off wherever it needs to be dropped off to. And then I could pick up something on the way back this way and be making money to and fro. Okay? It's a win-win type of situation. But then here come insecure Brooke talking about she ain't so sure about this transportation thing because she still can't trust him. Okay. So then she started throwing hypotheticals around about being even more of a single mom than she already is if she decides to have a baby. Okay, I'm going to be a single mom to 3 kids. Not just the 2 that I have already. It takes 2 to be parents. Okay, I didn't do this by myself. I didn't lay down by myself. I didn't have this baby by myself. And I was like, Brooke, wait a minute, you're not even pregnant yet. It takes 9 months for that part. Okay, he can get this job and start stacking money if you still that insecure about it. I cannot deal with her, y'all. I don't see how he does it. So she ended up telling us, okay, well, I don't trust him. We'll see where that goes. But for now, where are your babies, Brooke? Because she been she been holding up with this man on this blow up mattress in the middle of his mama's living room for the last couple of weeks, and she still got 2 to 3 more weeks until she can go back to her house with her babies, because that's the time that his ankle monitor will be coming off. Now, while it's not a guarantee, JK was like, look, I ain't been in no trouble. My parole officer said as long as I stay out of trouble, this, that, and the third, then I can get it off in a couple of weeks. That ain't no big deal. And she was like, but you got to have a job. And he was like, no, I ain't got to have no job. And I was like, yes, you need a job. It don't matter if that's part of the requirements or not. You are a grown man. You are a grown man, and you thinking about starting a family, but you don't care if you got a job or not. That ain't your top priority right now. What else are you doing? Nothing. So him and his mama see Brooke off to work because that's what she told him, right? And so after Brooke leave, his mama try her best. She try her best to be as nice as she can be and tell him that Brooke needs to get the hell out. Especially with them disturbing her sleep like they've been doing, because they play in the sheets in the living room and they not quiet about it at all. They want you to know what's happening. And so he excuses him, like, mama, are bad. But I've been in prison for so long, I gotta get my rocks off. And she was like, boy, you better be starting to try to get your rocks off at your own house. Don't do that up in here. I'm losing sleep. That's why I just been in my room as of late. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not. Okay, y'all gotta go. You gotta get up out of here. And so then he also tells her that they trying to have a kid. Oh, before she left, y'all, they had mentioned that it was Wednesday. So apparently on Wednesdays, they do this whole, I don't want to call it a ritual. It's not a ritual. But they go through this whole process of him basically putting lube, some sort of lubricant inside of her. It's called pre-seed. Oh, anyway, I'm not even finna go there with y'all. But y'all already knew where I was going with that. So she was trying to explain the process, and I was like, girl, what? Why can't you just put that on when y'all play in the sheets? When y'all get started, get hot and heavy. Why he gotta put this in every Wednesday? And then he trying to roll her all around like she a damn bowling ball. Like, I take them off the screen. And so, so he's telling his mama, hey, me and Brooke is trying to have a baby. And she was like, why are you trying to have a baby when you still a baby? You can't even support yourself right now. I'm supporting you. Brooke is supporting you. Do you know how expensive babies are? And so, of course, he was like, yeah, I know they're expensive. And she was Googling it. Hey, Google, can you tell me how expensive a baby is? And so she ends up pulling it up, y'all. That thing said $375,000. And I was like, ain't no way. It's more than that. That must be the minimum. Because what? If your kid go to private school, if they do extracurriculars, time, gas, food, transport, like equipment, tuition fees, nah, it's more than that. So he's just kind of like shrugging it off. And so in the car, Brooke was like, I got a secret, okay? But once I tell JK, he's gonna be so upset with me. So she ends up going to go meet up with her roomie, Bonnie. Now, Bonnie and JK go way back. Okay. They've been close for a real long time. And so Bonnie is her roommate though. So Brooke is so childish, y'all. She's like testing Bonnie's I guess, sense of girl code, if you will, her loyalty. And so she was like, I got something to tell you, but I'm not sure if I want to tell you or not because I don't know if you're going to go back and tell JK. And so Bonnie was like, girl, it just depends on what you got to tell me. Okay. She ends up telling Bonnie that she basically lost her job. She got fired the day that she walked out of her job trying to catch JK in a lie. So she tried to she tried to swear Bonnie to secrecy because you can't tell him. As soon as you tell him, he's gonna leave me. And I was like, girl, he ain't got no job. You ain't got no job. What he gonna leave you for? For somebody with a job? Alex, maybe? So she was like, girl, all right, I ain't gonna tell nobody. I'll pinky promise. And so as soon as she leave, y'all already know that Bonnie hit JK up like, hey, we need to talk. So while she's having this conversation with Bonnie, JK is over there just wasting this man's time, knowing he ain't got the finances for this damn truck that he looking into to try to start this transportation thing on his own. And he was like, well, I'm working on my credit and I'm trying to, find the funds and do the self-financing and all of that. It's a lot harder than I expected it to be. Of course it is. And it's gonna be. And it's definitely finna be that since ain't neither one of y'all got no job, Craig. So we'll see how this work out, y'all. I'm just Brooke. She better not say that she pregnant no time this season. They not ready for kids. She barely got her own damn kids. As is. You think she okay, all right. And then she had said, look, the reason that I want to have a kid with JK is because that's all he ever wanted. I was like, girl, you sounding real pick me right now. So over to Demondrick, Kiana, and Joella. Kiana done took that man back. Last we saw them, she had saw the messages between him and Joella. And she ended up throwing the ring that he had gave her. Grandma's ring. The ring that his dad had gave him to give to Joella, not Joella, Lord. See, that's where he's supposed to be. The ring that his daddy had gave him to give to Kiana to shut her up for a little bit. Now the daddy said, it's the right thing to do, but Demondre basically just gave that to her to basically shut her up. Okay, so he gave her this ring with this. I don't even know if that was a proposal, I don't know what that was supposed to be. So she ended up seeing the messages between him and Joella because remember he was sneaking out to go see her, making up all these lies and stuff to go see his baby mama, and she ended up throwing the ring at him. So they come back on the screen and they end up asking Kiana where the ring at because they together. And he was like, she ain't got no damn ring because she threw it at me. I was like, okay, but you couldn't find it on that hardwood floor? You couldn't find it in the carpet? Where's the ring at? And it's time for his and Joella's son, Lil DJ. Lil DJ birthday coming up. And so of course he's trying to prepare Kiana because he gonna have some conversations with Joella, whether she like it or not. And so turns out the kids, her kids, we finally see them. Her two kids are able to come to DJ's party because DJ want them to come to the party. He invited them to the party. However, Joella was like, nah, Trick, no, you can't come. Your kids can, but you can't. And so now Kiana done got all up in arms because we gonna be together. So she just gonna have to get used to me being around whether she like it or not. Okay? Just like she gonna have to realize that her kids may be over here and we don't necessarily get along. And I was like, this is like the backwards effect of last season, right? Because Joella had came to the party that she was invited to by Demadrick's parents, and for whatever reason, Kiana just thought that Joella was going to drop her kids off. And so when he's presenting this same idea to Joella, who, side note, Joella and this great value Etta James wig that she got on. Y'all, Joella, no ma'am. And then, no ma'am. So, Kiana thought that she was gonna be the exception to the rule, because now Joella is like, oh, her kids can come, but she can't. And so Demadrick was like, well, what if she just want to be here with her kids? I was like, what if Joella wanted to be there with her kids? So I guess if that's the case, then Kiana would have to go. She would just have to kind of sit back, and Joella would just have to be pissy, right? But we find out from Joella that, Demadrick is still playing fussy with her up under the table. Okay? One minute he real hot, one minute he real cold with her. He keep giving her all these mixed signals, talking about how he missed the old days, trying to imply, like he want to get back with her. But then when she have a conversation with him about it, he was like, and then the producers end up asking him too, so you and Joella been sleeping together? And he started laughing. Omission is still a sign of guilt. So he started laughing. He was like, you know what? I done been down that road. I'm not doing that again. Okay. All right. Say it for the cameras, because Kiana gonna be looking at these episodes when they get released, right? So Joella was like, baby, he keep coming back around here talking about he want that old thing back. I guess it's just because we be playing at the sheets. I was like, why are you still just making yourself available for this man? He just gonna keep doing it because you allowing him to. Wherever he... Okay. So she was talking to her friend, and she was telling her friend how she was going to try to move past Demadrick because she can't just keep waiting on him to decide whether he want to be with her or not. But that's exactly what you're still doing. So we also find out that Kiana had did like some revenge porn type stuff, because she ended up releasing a picture that Joella had sent to Marjorie. She went through his phone, found the picture in their text thread or whatever, and she ended up posting it online. That's not funny. And so Demadrick was like, so you wouldn't be pissed off if something like that happened to you? I mean, how would you feel if you was Kiana and you kept on hitting her man up? And I was like, why are you allowing her to send you naked pictures like that if you're supposed to be with Kiana? So Joella points out how even if Demadrick is curbing her for the moment, okay, even if he is curbing her for the moment, that doesn't mean that he's curbing other women. He's cheating with other women. And she just mad at Joella. She just looking for every reason to be upset with her versus addressing the real issue at him, which is Demadrick's cheating behind. So it's still some back and forth. And so the episode ended with Joella basically asking him, if I wanted to be on that same type of energy that Kiana was on, how would you feel? How would you feel if I came over there and just messed up y'all happy home, this, that, and the third? And he was like, man, you better not go over my house. And she was looking at him like, fool, watch me. I'm finna break up everything. And that's the way the episode ends, y'all. It was. All right. It's the start of the season. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure we have other couples that will be joining the crew. Because that was what? Only like 5 couples, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So I'm not sure who else is coming along, but I'm sure there are other couples. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about it, okay? You can reach me at Me and You TV Reviews on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also reach me at My TV Reviews Podcast without the S on the end at gmail.com. I love y'all. Okay, I hope you guys stay safe out there. Y'all have an amazing rest of your night. And until we meet over the airways again, I am Mo, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.